to make it fun, and she used to include me, and I used to watch her as she came barreling down the stairs with her makeup on and her high heels, and half the time she wound up on her butt at the bottom of the steps because she was always late. Even then. And she had to get the bus, and she had to get the train, she had to get down into Manhattan. Okay. Irene was known as the ugly duckling when she was younger. I mean, we used to, my brother, especially Thomas, used to tease her about how ugly she was. But, like the show on TV, True Beauty, Irene possessed true beauty. She had a capacity to love. Now, how do I describe it? She loved deeply and truly, and it wasn't if you loved her back, it was the way she was. I'm going to kind of go in and out here. Suzanne didn't even know this, but when Irene was young, and I don't know what age, because I guess it was before I was born, my cousins were playing darts, which they were playing before we got here today, and someone threw a dart and it hit her in the eye. And she had to have surgery. That was a lot of the problems why she had such bad eyesight. She actually died on the table, and they brought her back. So we're blessed. God gave her back to us, you know, at that time. She worked hard, she sacrificed, like Suzanne said. She sacrificed, she struggled, she managed. She did what she had to do as a single mom, as a married mom, as a divorced mom, as a friend. She did what she had to do, and she thought, well, I'll get into that. She prayed for Suzanne. She prayed to have a little baby girl. She prayed long and hard and consistently and constantly for a little girl. When she got pregnant, she wanted a little girl, and she wanted to primp and priss and pink and bows and lacy bottoms, underwear, and God blessed her with Suzanne, and she was so happy. She was happy with her little baby, Suzanne. Like Suzanne said, she fussed and mussed over all the packages and all the bows, and it had to be the right bow and the right color and the right gift tag, and it had to match, and it had to suit that person, that person's personality, and it had to be happy and fun, and it just had to be just right. It didn't matter how much time it took. If you see her shed now, you'll still see the bows and ribbons, and they're loaded in there. They're still boxed in there. She just doesn't have it categorized like she used to. Even her home was decorated, you know, just so. You know, she just took pride, and she loved to do it, and she had that talent, which again she got and I didn't. She adored our dad. She was his helper when he would work around the house or up in the country in East Durham. She was right there giving him the nails, handing him the hammer. He lost his arm in the service, and so she really was valuable to him. But they had a bond that when he died, Irene really had a hard time with that. She struggled. She lost a piece of her at that time, and something inside of her died. So her relationship with Jesus was broken, and for many years she tried desperately to get it back, and you know, she wanted it, and she wanted the faith that I had and that Suzanne had and that this one had. But she wasn't fake. She wasn't a phony. She wasn't a hypocrite. She hated hypocrites. And she was real, and that she couldn't, if she couldn't feel it here, she wasn't going to say it. And her intelligence, she was so smart that it had to all line up. And it didn't until the end for her. But the scripture that I found that kind of reminded me of that was 1 John 4:16 and 17. And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in him. In this way, love is made complete among us so that we will have confidence on the day of judgment, because in this world we are like him. So to me, that brings me comfort, because I believe that Irene loved like Jesus, even though she didn't have her hallelujah moment. She did, we just didn't see it.
Fix that one.
Again, Irene had an ability to express herself so beautifully, unlike me. I struggle with every word that I put on paper. Her words flowed so nicely and so easily, and she made you feel love and feel special. I used to love getting her cards, and it was always different. She rooted for the underdog. Tinkerbell was an underdog. Nobody else could see past Tinkerbell's aggression and her hypertension, a bipolar behavior. But Irene loved her. She nurtured her. She smothered her with affection. And that dog felt it and knew that she was loved very much. Like our mom, who Irene adored for her strength, I see that in Irene. She didn't realize that she had the same tenacity as our mom. Strong, and our mom she had cancer as well, she had lung cancer, and she bared up under the pain and everything that came, along with it. And Irene did the same. So for me, I can, see, I don't know, history repeating itself almost. That was Irene's weakness, that she didn't see in herself her tenacity and her strengths. We did. We all could. If you knew her for a little while, you could see it, and you knew it, and you had a feel of it. She was hard on herself, Irene. She felt she was a selfish person, and that she wasn't a good mom. I don't know how many times I told her, "You're crazy. How could you say that?" If anybody knew Irene at all, you knew that that was the furthest thing from the truth. Up to the very end, Irene was sharp, intelligent, and quick thinking. Again, unlike me. Irene learned to truly forgive from her heart. It took her a while for certain things, She's human, she was human. She didn't get her halo till she was in the arms of Jesus, I'm sure. But like the rest of us, she had her faults, the same ones that are common to all of us. But she deserves kudos for a life beautifully spent with love. And a scripture that I want to say, because she learned to truly forgive from her heart, which is a hard thing to do. 1 John 4:19-21. We love because he first loved us. If anyone says, "I love God," yet hates his brother, he is a liar. For anyone who does not love his brother, whom he has seen, cannot love God, whom he has not seen. And he has given us this command: whoever loves God must also love his brother. I miss you, sister.